today we're going to dive into trends in paid advertising, what's hot, what's not, and what's to come. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. I just hope and pray that wherever you are, my mic's in the way, wherever you are and wherever you're listening from, that you make some money today. I pray that that Cash App hits. I'm claiming that check is in the mail. I'm claiming that invoice is paid in full. Okay, I need us to all, if you're near somebody, touch and agree that we're going to make some money today. That is the intention. And, but it's not so fun to just talk about when things are down. I also want to make sure that we're sharing the other side of this, the upside of this. Nobody wants to stay wallowing in sorrow, right? So this is what this whole platform is about helping health entrepreneurs, elevating health entrepreneurs, and helping them thrive in business. And in order to thrive as a health business owner, you have to have clients, you have to have patients, clients, whatever your setup is. And you have to have a consistent way of getting those people. And there was a significant period of time, the days before the internet, or when the internet was not like the go-to source for everything, where business owners were growing organically and it was consistent. And in some ways it was predictable. It's not like they were running ads on Google or Facebook back in the early 2000s. That was not the main way to grow by any means. Like the Google, the Google platforms and the Meta platforms and those advertising platforms have dramatically scaled in the way that they, have and the way and how much money they make in advertising, like dramatically scaled. So, you're talking about billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, like, sometimes in a day, where people's ad budgets are millions of dollars. I mean, you're talking about a major, major way that people grow. So I want to kind of talk to you. I had to wave off my child. My studio's at home. So yes, you can have popcorn, guys. My studio's at home. So, I do have to kind of make space for the kids every now and again. All right. So, digging into paid advertising and what it takes to really be successful in today's current climate. I don't really care about, unless you're like hyper niche to some crazy neuro brain surgeon and you're like one of one or one of 20 or one of even like 100. Most health niches are super, super hyper competitive. Most are like, there's a million dentists, there's a million chiropractors, there's a million, family medicine doctors, which has caused a lot of us to, niche down even in our own industry. So even like with me having the marketing agency, the health marketing agency, I absolutely have a niche of a certain type of client that I work with and a certain type of person that I work with. And I try to speak to that person. And that hopefully helps me stand apart in a world where there's 800 million ad agencies, right? So when I'm thinking about how can we kind of talk about ways to grow with paid ads, I want to help you kind of skip some mistakes from bad entrepreneurship that I made when I was running ads in the beginning and wasting and blowing tons of money because I wasn't aligned with the right partners to help support me in that. I did not understand the trends. I didn't understand my demographic. I didn't understand my ideal client. I didn't understand any of that. So that was my first entry into paid ads for myself. It was a complete bomb. I think my first campaign, it was for the gym. I think it was for Yelp. Yelp. Do you guys remember when Yelp, if any business owners that are listening, do you remember the days when Yelp would call you to get you to boost ads or something like that? At one point I was spending, y'all. Okay, me, myself, and I in my own little podunk gym. This is before I had a partner or anything. I was spending $2,000 a month on Yelp. Okay, not even having a way to filter the leads or talk to the people. I was spending another $2,000 a month on a print magazine, and then another it was the dumbest decisions. And sure, that may have been a trend at the time, but I was so ill-informed, and that was actually my first taste of consecutive non-profitable months. And while the smart business owner would have immediately stepped out of that and turned it around completely, I'm Miss Ego-driven business owner, stayed in it, stayed with the company, stayed, with these negative profitable months without making change. And so before I even kind of get into the topic of paid ads, guys, it has to work for you in a way that you're making some sort of ROI. I don't want to get in the weeds about ROI because I think the acronym, even though it means return on investment, I do think the acronym can mean different things to different people. But I also like in terms of, what that, the dollar, every dollar in, what they get back, how they calculate it. Do they calculate, that's a whole separate episode about what ROI really means. But honestly, like you have to be able to have some profit and it has to like average out over 3 months profitable. Like we can't have 6 months of negative profit from our advertising efforts. So let's just all like make it super, super clear that we want to, make sure our costs are covered. And if our costs aren't covered at minimum, then, we do need to make a change probably around the 6 to 9 month mark. And I was a year in just paying for stuff, not even, it just, okay. The point is we're not there anymore, right? I own an ads agency. So I actually know what to do now and I can teach other people to do it. I do it all over the world. So, okay. So now let's kind of jump into what's hot in terms of the trends right now for paid advertising, for paid search. And this is for if you have a brick and mortar or if you have, an online business or a hybrid model or a supplement model or your health business like mine, a health agency like mine. I'm going just health in general. Video ads are what's hot. And I don't mean like you need to be a content creator or anything like that to make awesome ads, but short form video on platforms like Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, like they're outperforming static ads by like thousands of percents, like thousands of times more, like higher converting, especially if you go the short form route. Why? Because they have to watch it over and over and over and over and over again. And they stay kind of like entranced in your world for that, what was intended to be 6 seconds. And now they're watching, repeatedly for 30 seconds or more to see what information they can get. So I want you guys to really know, I need you to say, okay, if I'm trying to make money, if I'm trying to be a boss up in this thing, video ads, that is what is hot. And I want to date this episode. This is October 2024. I'm telling you right now, video ads are hot on TikTok. They're hot on Meta. They're hot on Google products as well. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing that's hot right now are LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn ads. Y'all, listen, if you're not doing LinkedIn ads, okay, if you're not doing LinkedIn ads, you are missing out on billions of people. There are a billion users on LinkedIn and billions of searches a month. And the cool thing about LinkedIn is that guess what? Ding, ding, ding. These mofos have a job. Or they at least care about jobs and things like that. And usually on LinkedIn, they're going on to consume information that's helpful to them, not necessarily entertainment or how to do stuff. So you do have traction. I want to challenge you. If you're not running ads on LinkedIn, get with somebody, get on get on Upwork or Fiverr or something and get a LinkedIn ads expert and actually look at the LinkedIn ads platform. They do make it extremely easy for it to be DIY and for you to, you can like kind of set it up yourself. I run ads on LinkedIn. I run ads for this podcast on LinkedIn. I run ads for my webinars on LinkedIn. I absolutely love it. Another style of ad that is working right now is running ads for Facebook groups. So a lot of you guys have Facebook groups, or you have communities, or you want to grow a community. There is an old rule, and again, I'm dating this. This is October 2024, and this stuff changes all the time. So there is, there's access now for you to actually run advertising to promote your actual Facebook group. So that's hot right now for those that have a community. You just want to get leads effortlessly. And then, you can now collect their data and their email address. So if Facebook goes away, you still have their email address. And then you can have a nice little mini chat automation set up. So as soon as they hop into the group, you can start engaging with them in this like automated AI sort of way. So I'm going to say if you have a community and you're running ads, add in ads for your group. Another thing that's hot right now is cheap lead ads. And I love a lead ad. So a lead ad is where they don't have to go off the Facebook platform in order to give you their information. They stay right there. And if they're on Meta or Instagram or whatever their profile information is, their first name, last name, phone number, email, whatever is in their profile pops in to the form. So you're not having to spend the money, the higher cost per lead, cost per click to get them to your landing page. So because Facebook wants you to stay on the platform and they're going to reward you for that. So if you do a lead ad to a lead magnet or a quiz, and what I mean by lead magnet is something where you're freely giving them information in exchange for them getting your email and they're opting into your space. And why we call it a lead magnet is because it's so juicy. Mwah, juicy, juicy. In fact, I'm thirsty. Let me drink something. Yes, because I was water, guys, by the way, bubbly, if you wanted to know. Because it's so juicy that they're magnetized, they're a magnet, they're drawn to whatever that opt-in is. So if you're kind of like testing a quiz, or testing a assessment, I love a good assessment. Oh my God, I live for a quiz. Y'all know, y'all live to take a quiz. Child, let me see a hair type, body type, skin type, eye color type, IQ quiz. I'm opting in 1,000 fucking percent. Like, you can't tell me I'm not gonna opt into that. Okay, I'm a magnet. Okay, to that. I'm your lead magnet. So, anyways, I want you to know that those low-cost leads can turn into higher ticket clients if you have a sophisticated nurture sequence. So I don't want to get straight too far from the topic of paid ad strategy, but just know I'm going to be doing this for my husband in the upcoming weeks, where he has this awesome stress assessment for folks over 40 who work out, and you want to kind of like measure the stress in your body based on your load and your lifts. Oh my God, that's going to be so good. And I'm not going to spend a lot of money on them. It's been like $1,000 a month, maybe. My cost per lead is going to be like in the pennies, in the cents, because all I had to do is have a high converting visual, and the lead ad, they stay on Facebook because it's a lead ad. And so I can get more people into my funnel and then really work them with some cool automated nurture sequences. So I'm telling you, I want you guys to run a lead ad, okay? Another thing, and guys, I get to going on this. That's why I'm so glad I'm doing this in a recorded fashion, because I forget everything I say after I say it, even though I know it's accurate. You just got to stay on the train with me, and make sure you go to microsite.com and check the show notes and all the good stuff. But another thing that I love is transition reels or transition ads that have nothing to do with what you're talking about. Nothing at all. Like, I want you to, you have a webinar, if you have a product, you have something that a topic in mind that you're thinking about running ads to, do something completely different. I have a client. She is an HPV specialist. So she helps people reverse HPV naturally. And she's so funny and so cute. And so we're doing this ad for her masterclass. And I was like, you know what? I just kind of just want you jogging in the park. And then I want you to stop jogging. And I want you to tell me why this masterclass is so important. The jogging has nothing to do with the product, but guess what? She's attractive, she's fun, and I'm going to stop and look. I don't think that practitioners are bold enough to stop the scroll. I want you guys to be bold practitioners. I want you to be fiery and bold. I want you to stop the scroll. And it doesn't mean that you're dancing for dollars on TikTok, although I support you in that mission and I stand with you in solidarity. I want you to have compelling content. If you know you have an attractive face and high cheekbones, baby, show that thing in that camera with good lighting, okay? Let me see it. If you guys look at my own Instagram, I do my things in a certain way because I know I'm giving the people what they want served. And we don't even have to go the physically attractive route. We can go with the, oh my God, this one particular fact route. And this one fact, let's come up with something like a fake fact. 98% of people who go outside in the sunlight develop extreme happiness. 98% of people. 98%. It's a staggering statistic. So why don't you stop the scroll by having me it's standing in fire or smelling a rose or petting my dog or something completely unrelated with the 98% number on the screen. Okay, I need compelling. I need you to take me from A to B, from one thing to another. Okay, so I just gave you some good tips on the video ads. Okay, I do want to kind of talk about some more tactical things that are still really hot right now. This is in terms of the actual structure of the ads. If you guys are not retargeting, I want you to talk to your ads manager about that, or I want you to go to Udemy or to the Meta education resources, and I want you to learn how to do retargeting. Retargeting can be done in many ways. In a paid ads way, specifically on Meta, we install a pixel and we retarget people by creating an audience of folks that have interacted with your ad. If they've interacted with your ad, then we'll create a separate audience for them. And then with that separate audience, we then show them the second step in your funnel. So your first step in your funnel may have been a quiz and they clicked on the quiz, whether they took the thing or not, right? They interacted with it. And so now they're off in this other retargeting audience. So now I'm going to run a second ad that says, now join my Facebook group, because that's a little bit more targeted, a little bit more warm, a little bit more specific. And I'm going to show that to them inside of their stories and their story posts. Does that make sense? It'll be a story ad. So retargeting is still the way, the truth, and the light. So if you are not retargeting, please make sure that you talk to your ads manager. Another thing that's still hot and still trending too are awareness ads and personal branding ads. What do I mean by awareness ads, Lauren? Well, here's what I mean. What I mean by awareness ads is where you're just having free content floating out in there to what's the word I'm saying for, to create awareness. I hate to like use the word to describe the word, but let's take one of the bigger brands in dentistry that we may or may not know of, but you may know of Clear Choice. So Clear Choice is a biggest, largest dental implant organization, I want to say globally at this point. And Clear Choice, really created awareness for a procedure called full arch and all on four. They created a lot of awareness for that. So people that were wearing dentures can now get this fixed procedure fixed on screws inside of their mouth. It sounds much worse than the way I'm describing it. It's actually a life-changing procedure for those that can get that. But it wasn't known, right? Because we still had kind of independent doctors and doing it at the time. So when Clear Choice came to the market, they came out with a bang, pow. How do I know this? Because my business partner, Bill, actually built some of their first websites years ago. But yeah, so literally they created the industry for dental implants. They were on Super Bowl ads. They did all these different commercials. They did all the different Google ads. They owned every major city, every market. So what happened is that this created the awareness. And then what wound up happening is that people started going to Google and all these other places looking for folks that did dental implants, thus making other people successful too, not just them as well, because they created the awareness. So we have some pioneers that are among us in the health space that really do need to do a lot of hyper education and branding to create awareness for the problem that they solve. My husband's going to go through the same thing. He's trying to create awareness that personal trainers have evolved beyond weightlifting and that they are full practitioners for those that take the extra steps to add that stuff into their expertise, that they're health coaches, that they're advisors, that they're lifestyle modification experts, right? He has a certain investment that he's making each month in his advertising to do that, to make sure that he can be seen on the YouTubes and all these various places and LinkedIn and whatnot. So I want to make sure that you guys know that create that branding and creating that awareness for you, especially if you're in kind of an alternative space or holistic space, that is so necessary. You are forever going to be teaching. You're forever going to be educating. You're forever going to be trying to get your information out to your ideal audience. So don't stop on that. You add that into your content strategy and into your paid advertising strategy. All right. So now I went over some things that are hot. So now let's kind of talk about what's not, okay? Things that I hate for paid ads. Static ads. If I could like get you to come close to the camera so I could bop you in your face. Static ads do not work well. Right now, what's owning the market is video and entertainment. And people want to know how to do stuff, right? I don't want you to throw up no damn, excuse my French, fucking flyer that just has your photo and your address and your name or something on it talking about come book with me. What type of lead do you think that's going to generate? Unless you're just spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month and you're gambling, doing the whole, if I have more fish, then I could just pick the good fish. No, we want to spend our money intelligently and intentionally. So that means that when you put yourself out there, I want you to put yourself out there, best foot forward, which is why you're listening to this show, because I've done the things that don't look good and I wasted the money. So what I'm telling you is take time and invest in compelling ads. If you need to go down to the basics, you can always use like AI or ChatGPT, or you can work with someone like, me or my colleagues. There's coaches. You can like watch the trends and see, what your competition is doing. You can go to YouTube, the second most highly used search engine in the world, second to Google, and go type in what you solve, you know what I mean? And see what competition shows and look at what the ads look like. All right. Model what good looks like and put your own twist to it. Make it your own. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing, especially doctors doing, oh my God, you don't have mobile optimized ads. Do you guys know what I mean by that? That means that you haven't considered the mobile experience when you're running ads to landing and lead pages. We build pages with mobile in mind first. It hits the ego when you see what it looks like on a PC. But for most people, there are some weirdos out there who have a lot of Bing users and full PC users. But for most people, our ideal client is on a phone most of the time. It's been pretty rare that I've clicked on ads on Facebook and Instagram on my computer. I would click on a Google ad on my computer, probably not a YouTube ad, definitely not LinkedIn maybe. But I'm telling you, mobile matters. I want that user experience to be amazing. So please don't have a fucked up mobile ad experience. Okay? Okay. Another thing, overcomplicated funnels. Oh my God, guys. Y'all, I see you out there with the marketing director. I see you out there, got the ClickFunnels expert. Woo, woo, woo. I see you, friend. But what I don't need is for 9 steps in your funnel. Stop doing that. Just stop. Like, get me there in as least clicks as possible and don't give me 12 chances to like not, and wait, there's more, and wait, there's more. I hate those. So think about your ideal audience. Are they a sophisticated, intelligent user that likely doesn't need all of that ShamWowy bullshit? Or can you create a nice, simple 3-step funnel, that gives them the opportunity, the one last chance, collects the information? Like, come on. Let's be efficient with our time and the type of people that we attract. I'm not saying that those 9-step funnels don't work. I'm just saying that's not what's hot right now. People are consuming information at a too fast of a rate to be stopping and trying to get through your 9-step funnel while you're trying to convince me to add on all these add-ons and shit that I don't know. And I'm just a newbie. I'm a cold lead. Okay. So cold traffic, you want to make it as easy as possible then for them in conversion. Another thing that I'm going to say that what's not is setting it and forgetting it. Oh my God, Jesus. Things have changed, y'all, in the paid ads landscape. And I'm talking about on all platforms. The privacy data has changed. The way it works with iPhone, iOS has changed. A lot of things have changed. So, y'all, I'm telling you, you better have somebody that knows what the hell to do, checking your ads every single day or week for optimization. I have an ads agency, so obviously we have to check our accounts daily. But y'all, ads are getting disabled. They're scanning websites for, erroneous medical data and then they're getting it wrong because it's AI and the AI is not perfect for the scanning. There's all kinds of fucked up shit surrounding the election where they're scanning websites and we're talking about hormones. And then all of a sudden my ad gets flagged for political stuff. Like, I'm not even doing that. It's an ad for a discovery call. Like, come on. So you can't set and forget it. You need an expert that is Google Ads or Meta Ads certified or whatever the certification is. And they need to be optimizing your ads at all times, Performance Max. And I don't want to get, in the weeds with a bunch of tech, or a bunch of techie talk. But I do want to say that you need somebody who is managing your stuff. Do not set it and forget it. Okay. Another thing that's not is overuse of AI in your paid campaigns. Believe it or not, though, even though AI is like kind of taking over and it's super creepy, we still like real humans. I want to see a chest swell and fall because I know that it's a person breathing. I want to see that little like wrinkle that you know you only have because you have blood and a pulse. I want to see that forehead wrinkle. I want to see real ad strategies. And furthermore, in your content, I don't want to see the word embark, transformative, are you ready, jumpstart. Okay. You know what the hell I'm talking about. I see you using your chat GTP. I see you, but you have not trained your chat GTP. Okay. And you get excited because you put in your little one sentence prompt and it gives you all the emojis and words and transformative experiences, but you have not connected that to your ideal client avatar. That is not hot. All right. And I will flog you in public if I see you. That is not hot, friend. All right. So let's be real. We want to make a lot of money and we need to do it in a way that connects with our audience. We're in health. And so we need to show an image of health. We need to show what we look like with warm hues that don't resemble AI and that the words that really do connect and don't resemble some sort of British chat GTP derivation of you. Okay? I hope that didn't come across too mean. You know, I get really bossy. I get on a tangent. I'm sorry. So let's get off the negative shit, right? And now let's just talking about emerging trends. All right. Emerging trends. All right. I'm seeing that YouTube is emerging. YouTube advertising is emerging. I want you all to consider if part of your max campaign on Google does not include YouTube, I want you to go back to the drawing board. And I want you to consider the amount of users that you're missing by not advertising on YouTube. All right. I want you to consider that. I want you to consider billions and billions and billions. And then I want you to slap yourself in the hand or pop a rubber band, as my girl JJ Virgin says, about you not being on YouTube and get on YouTube. I don't even care if you start with organic. Start with organic YouTube. That's fine. It's fine. At least you're doing something. At least you're doing something to promote video imagery of yourself because as we shared earlier, that is where the trends are going. And that's probably where we're going to stay for quite a while. All right. So here's also what's emerging. What's emerging is two-way automated AI communication with your leads. That's something that my company, Microsite, we've perfected. Okay, we are going to market with this thing. We want these realistic conversations happening with our leads in real time. This is happening, guys. This is absolutely happening. I already told you LinkedIn trends are going up. I feel like, evergreen webinars, which means when you have a webinar living in the ethers that anybody can just click and watch at any time, that trend is still, I'm just trying to kind of run through a few things. That trend is still definitely going up. That's definitely emerging. I'm definitely going to say ads for podcasts are emerging for sure. Ads on TV. What do I mean by that? Connected TV. That's what I mean, Doc. I mean advertising on the apps. On the apps where, because 80% of America is unplugged. Most of us don't have cable unless you're in like a rural area or you're kind of under a rock. Maybe I don't know. I'm just being judgy. Don't mind me. But most of us don't have cable, so we watch TV on like YouTube TV, or we watch it on Prime, or a lot of these stations that provide live television or that live television experience, and you can't fast forward ads. And usually just with everything, the big dogs, the big corporations are the ones to get to market first. But you don't even think that little guys like us, the small entrepreneurs, the health entrepreneurs, you wouldn't think that we could actually advertise. You can, and it doesn't cost as much as you think. Why don't you Google it, connected TV? And I want you to Google like the Hulu platform. And I want you to reach out and I want you to see how much it would cost to advertise or do a commercial in your area. And also what I'm finding is that a lot of these commercials for the small businesses are not professional. Like, meaning like not done with like this amazing camera or this amazing thing. Like, it's not done with like all of that, right? So again, I'm just thinking like, why don't you just do a commercial? This show is about taking risks. It's about turning the corner. It's about creating predictability in our businesses to allow us to have more time, more freedom, more income. So out of all the things that I said today, I want you to just like hop on over to Instagram or my YouTube at I Am Lauren Powers. And I want you to tell me what resonated, what you're able to like put into action. For me, I'm really, really considering a commercial, y'all. Really considering it. Also, my LinkedIn ads, I'm going to keep beefing that up. And for my husband, I'm going to get his quiz started. And all y'all going to opt in. How about that? Because I'm going into it with confidence, with intention, right? So, I want to hear your feedback. I want to know if this resonated with you and if it works. And I'm basing this is October 2024, and I'm basing this off of what's happening now and my own industry research. And you are my ideal client. Remember, I only work with health entrepreneurs. And if there's anything that I can do to help you grow and skip the steps and take the elevator and not the stairs, then damn it, that's what I'm here to do. And I'm grateful to God for the mouthpiece and the platform to do it. So thank you all for turning in. And on Instagram, y'all, I will see you next week. Go make it happen. Hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Power Moves Health Marketing Podcast. If you're ready to transform your practice with smarter strategies and cutting-edge tools, I want you to head over to microsite.com to book a strategy session with me and my team. While you're there, check out the show notes for links, resources, and my free Power Moves playbook. Remember, every move you make is a step toward becoming the health business leader you're meant to be. Let's keep building your momentum.